In 1965, a chilling and horrific incident occurred in Houston, Texas. This case remains unsolved even after more than 50 years. On the contrary, the suspect is whispered to have been involved in a serious incident in American history. June 23, 1965. A phone call to the police station in Houston, Texas.
I haven't been able to contact my relative's elderly couple for the past few days. Would you please visit my home and find out?
Two police officers receive a call with 81-year-old Fred Rogers. Headed to the home of the 79-year-old Edwina and his wife. My home is locked and there is no response from the room. When I unlocked it and went inside, the police officer felt uncomfortable. The half-eaten meal was left on the dining table. It's as if something happened to the elderly couple during the meal. When one of the police officers who decided to inspect the room and go around to see if there was anything else unusual opened the refrigerator. A large amount of meat was stored inside. When a police officer who felt uncomfortable looked down, an impossible thing jumped into the field of vision. He found the amputated couple's head in the vegetable storage space beside the refrigerator. Immediately a large number of police officers rushed to the scene and the investigation began as a murder case. As a result of the investigation, it became clear that the large amount of meat in the refrigerator was the body of the victim couple. The case was sensationally reported as a refrigerator murder case and attracted national attention. Autopsy fires his wife Edwina into the head after being severely assaulted. It turns out that her husband Fred was beaten with a hammer on his head and was slaughtered. The bodies were disassembled into pieces, stored in the refrigerator, and left the site. The purpose of the criminal dismantling the body in a murder case. Mostly, to make it easier to carry when throwing away, or to obfuscate the identity of the corpse, but this case does not apply to either. It seems like it's a good idea to leave the scene early, but what was the purpose of the criminal? The first suspect in this case was Charles Rogers, a 43-year-old son who lived with the victims. Charles was an intellectual who also had a bachelor's degree in nuclear physics from college and was a member of the Office of Naval Intelligence. Resigned in 1957 without giving any reason, then unemployed. And Charles Rogers has never been seen after the fridge murder. Did you go missing yourself? Or was Charles, like the couple, involved in the incident? The fridge murder case, which is too unreasonable, remains unsolved even now. Suspect Charles Rogers is suspected of being involved in a serious incident in American history. Many books have been published on the refrigerator murder case. He was involved as a CIA agent in a covert operation for the assassination of President Kennedy on November 22, 1963. Parents who realized that their son was involved in the assassination of the president say they were killed for the purpose of closing their mouths. The JFK assassination is allegedly the sole offender of Lee Harvey Oswald, who was arrested after the crime and shot dead during the transfer. Voices pointing out the possibility of multiple offenses are still persistent. Did Charles Rogers join the actual assassination group? The possibility of revealing all the truth is no longer hopeful.